Welcome, everybody, to episode 151 of the Looks Like a Movie podcast. My name is Kevin. I'm here with Doug and Owen, and today we're talking about Return to Silent Hill, and later we'll discuss the Oscar nominations. But first, as always, we can talk about what we watched this week. Owen, take it away.
Right. Okay. I watched this week In Our Day, Hong Sang-soo from 2023 on the Metrograph streaming service.
The Metrograph streaming service.
So this is it's really actually one of my favorite Hong Sang-soo's. There's like two separate stories going on with a recently retired actress played by Kim Min-hee, and then there's this other story going on with this like older poet who like is really trying not to drink, and there's chaos ensues in the Hong Sang-soo fashion. There's a cat that gets lost, and there's some drinking and eating, and it's pretty great. Definitely recommend that one. Then I watched Brooklyn with
Saoirse Ronan movie
with Saoirse Ronan and Emery Cohen. Shout out Emery Cohen.
Why did you watch
that? I watched Brooklyn because friend of the pod, Kate, wanted to watch Brooklyn.
Oh, swag.
So
okay.
We watched Brooklyn.
good?
Is it good? Yeah, I liked it. You've not seen it, Kevin?
No, I meant to watch it.
That feels like a movie you dig. I know Sophie likes it. I know Sophie likes it a bit. Lives in Brooklyn. Sophie.
I'm a big Saoirse Ronan.
Kate lives in Brooklyn. Everyone lives in Brooklyn. Good movie. I am. Emery Cohen's interesting. He's had like an interesting he's in Rebel Ridge, and like he like shape shifts because he looks completely different in like every movie I've seen him in. He's pretty charismatic in that.
An actor that we see a lot of around the time that movie came out, and then that didn't happen at all. I feel
interesting. I think he's great. I think Saoirse Ronan's obviously incredible. There's a lot of there's some interesting actors in that film that are there's what's her name? There's this actress. It's Emily Bett Rickards. That's a weird. It's like Richards, but it's Rick, and then ARDS.
This person is like 29th build on this cast.
No, I'm bringing this up because I was like, this is weird because it's like people I recognize from like there's like very prestigious British actors. There's Saoirse Ronan, and then there's this girl that I only recognize from the Arrow CW TV show. Yeah. It's like this is weird. You feel out of place here. But I like Brooklyn. Brooklyn's cool. Sweet movie. Then I rewatched Friendship because my parents were like, what's a comedy movie that came out recently? I was like, there's this like this movie. They liked it. They thought it was funny.
Yeah, that kind of it probably doesn't hit for everyone.
Sure. Yeah. I think the anxiety, like secondhand embarrassment stuff worked well. So that went.
You were rewatching it, right? Like you had.
I've seen. I saw it when it came out, which was cool. We didn't do an episode on it, but like it was cool to like see a movie like that in theaters. Because it's not normally they even like come out. These movies don't really exist anymore. And then I watched Ham on Rye in school. But I wanted to bring it up because it's like a notable recent feature.
The way you say the title of that movie is funny.
Ham on Rye?
No, you want Ham on Rye.
Yeah, you kind of said it like it was the name of a Pokemon.
This is Tyler Terramina's first feature under the like not EFIS, the Omnis Films umbrella with the EFIS director Carson Lund. I think Tyler's projects have a lot of stuff that I like, but are less cohesive to me than EFIS. He also did Christmas Eve at Miller's Point, which I think is kind of similar quality, where it's like there's a lot of stuff I like, a lot of visual language I like, but the narrative is maybe not as cohesive to me. They're pretty aimless, but it just doesn't all come together for me. But it's solid. And then I watched A Room with a View, the James Ivory movie, which this movie is so good. This movie's like kind of undeniable, like beautiful, awesome. Helena Bonham Carter like breakout role, like she's like super young in this. It's like one of her early roles. Really great. Just kind of super gorgeous. James Ivory rocks. Really awesome filmmaker. I want to watch more of his work, but
I've been meaning to watch more of his movies, but I had talked to, this is like I'm probably spilling too much like personal information, but I had talked to a client of my mom's who is a screenwriter, and he's like a Rotten Tomatoes certified critic, and
we could be Rotten Tomatoes certified.
Yeah, I know. And the dude is like straight up just a huge loser, and he texted me so much about James Ivory, like it's like his favorite director, and it kind of like, I know that I would like the movies, but having those conversations with him turned me off, and now I needed to like do a cleanse, like
right.
And now
you've seen this movie though.
Yes, right? This is the only one I've seen though. I haven't watched any more.
Yeah, also
that I'd like to watch.
Won an Oscar for Call Me by Your Name, but he's obviously got like, he was super old when that happened. But yeah, I mean Maurice. Yeah,
that one's probably great.
Maurice is probably awesome.
One with oh gosh, I'm forgetting the name. The Anthony Hopkins one that's really sad. I want to watch.
Yeah, that's probably good. It's probably, I don't know.
One of you has to know the name of it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anthony Hopkins.
The only Anthony Hopkins sad movie is The Father, and that's not this guy. So
the Remains of Day. The Remains.
Yes,
of
Remains of the Day.
Of the Day.
Remains of the Day. Yes.
Yes, I really want to watch.
That's a great book. Kazuo Ishiguro. I love that book.
I want to watch Quartet with Isabel. That's probably great as well. A lot of Maggie Smith in a lot of these movies. Shout out Maggie Smith. Yeah. But yeah, A Room with a View is really, really, really beautiful, really good. Then Return to Silent Hill. Then I watched Send Help, which I won't talk about till next week.
Yeah, we're doing Send Help next week.
You could say like a little positive, negative. But I think everybody kind of knows already.
Right. Imagine. I don't even know. Like, I don't want to touch it.
Okay.
But positive. I do think, I really hope this does well, because it is very clearly better than Multiverse of Madness, and it is very clear. Like, I would watch, like, if Sam Raimi made a movie of this quality every like 3 or 4 years, like that'd be so awesome, because like he's clearly like still has it and is way more inventive than like most people that are making genre movies.
Yeah, like, just making these movies is hard, right?
Yeah,
that's like kind of what it is. Like,
he got divorced before this movie, so I feel like he's back.
Has anybody been like, like when there's like a movie you're excited for?
yeah, he did sort of like, he's like, dude, I can't get away from it. What do you say, Kale?
Have you been monitoring like theater chat? Like when you guys go to movies and you're watching like the trailers before a movie, do you kind of like pay attention to like how people are reacting to trailers around you? Like how people just like chat, and like there's always like a couple being like, oh, we should go see that one or whatever. Do you guys,
I mean, like something that's kind of avoidable, like if you like have an ear, right? Yeah. My favorite was laughing a lot. It's a funny movie. There was like moments that were happening where other people were like really dying laughing. I thought they were pretty. It was like an early screening, so I felt like the people really wanted to be
people
there.
Want to see it. Sure. That's why I'm saying I'm
wondering. But like it was a wild
there.
crowd. I think it's like definitely a movie you want to see in theaters with people. It's a really fun movie, super silly. Most importantly, like super Raimi. It's very obviously like a movie that's made in 2025, 2026, but in terms of like the digital kind of look, but the visual ideas are still very Raimi. I think I talked to a friend of the pod, Sydney, about this a little bit, where it's like I felt more like Bill Pope was washed than Sam Raimi, where I was like, sometimes it's a little ugly, but there's all of these visual ideas, all these like Sam Raimi ideas that come up that like it is mostly ugly at the beginning, but I think it's really great. But I'll talk more about that next week.
Yeah, I have a million questions, but I will do it next week.
Yeah, and you'll see the movie. So, but yeah, if you want, I can talk about it after. The Frighteners I watched last night. I just logged it, but I watched this last night. Kind of, I don't even remember. Oh, I saw a TikTok. There was a TikTok, and it was like the Frighteners behind the scenes, and it was Michael J. Fox, and it was him like it was bloopers of him like yelling Doc. And like just like ad-libbing Doc because he thought he was in the wrong movie, which was fun. I was like, oh, this I don't know, I just like Michael J. Fox, and this is probably one of, I mean, I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings movies in a long time, and this is not an anti-Lord of the Rings take, but The Frighteners is one of my favorite Peter Jackson movies for sure. It's super underrated. It's very interesting because every movie he made before, well, Heavenly Creatures is like kind of serious, but it still is like super. There's a fantasy.
Have Heavenly Creatures like after Lord of the Rings though.
Okay, well, there's so much of his stuff. Okay, I guess everything before Lord of the Rings, because I think The Frighteners is the right thing before Lord of the Rings. It's like they're like Looney Tunes movies. This movie is like it's like it's like there's a poltergeist thing, but Michael J. Fox like is friends with all the ghosts. And it's like a Scooby-Doo movie. It's like a live action cartoon. And it's very, I was looking around. There's a really like scathing Roger Ebert review where he's like, this fucking garbage movie only exists to like learn how to use the tech basically. Mm-hmm. But it's super like, it's the Weta, whatever, that company. But it's 96 and you have all these like ghost characters that are like all these special effects. And it's super awesome. It's super cool. Live action cartoon. Michael J. Fox is like freaking out, and there's all these ghosts going around. And it's there's haunted houses and shit like that. It's super, but it's interesting too. It came out same year as Scream, but I kept thinking about like how it like sort of had like obviously slashers had existed before that. But there's this kind of like comedy slasher vibe to it, because Michael J. Fox keeps like running around and he's like seeing people with like a number on their head, and he's like, "Oh fuck, they're about to die," and then like uncontrollable that like murder happens to them, and it kind of has this like Michael J. Fox, stop killing people. And he's like, "I'm not killing people." It's craziness. So there's like this like slasher Looney Tunes Scooby-Doo very crazy like 90s special effects thing going on, with a really fun Michael J. Fox leading role. So I like that one. I like Meet the Feebles a lot. That one's jolly. Brain Dead, of course. Heavenly Creatures is good too. I've been seeing King Kong. I want to see King Kong.
King Kong's good.
A different vibe for sure, but like I want to see, but I've seen most of the other ones. But it's been a long time. I mean, I definitely grew up on the Lord of the Rings, but I haven't seen them since I got Letterboxd, which is like 6 years at least. So like,
they're in theaters right now.
True. And I'm sure they're great. I'd be interested to review them with like a more like,
yeah, they're really good.
A mind tuned to that kind of stuff, like the kind of language of it, because I know what the narrative of the films are, obviously, but I haven't seen like, because I think Peter Jackson is a very good filmmaker, but I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't have really much to comment on that. But I really like The Frighteners, and I really like a bunch of, not like the biggest fan, but I think a lot of good stuff that Peter Jackson has done for sure.
You just knock something over?
No, that was a door.
Okay,
so
you put your hands up and you just like knock something over.
Oh, I did. I think I just do that. I think my hands just kind of move.
Yeah,
I think sometimes
up in the air. Doug uses his hands to drink out of his Ellen mug.
Right. Shout out Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Actually, no shout out.
No, I don't think you need to do that. Was that the last thing
you
watched?
She was on the podcast.
I would love to have Ellen DeGeneres on the podcast.
Yeah, this is a open invitation for
Ellen. If you're out there,
if you want to talk about Dory, Finding Dory, or Finding Nemo, whichever one you prefer. We can do
Finding
that.
Dory?
I see it. Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
I saw Finding Dory. I saw Finding Dory in theaters.
Oh, I did not.
You just see what, bro? What are you like?
No, I still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
At all.
This is an opportunity, so we can show
if Ellen emails us,
and Ellen can be on the podcast, and then like we can like two birds with one stone.
Doug, what did you watch this week?
So I watched.
Been busy, I've noticed.
Yeah, you've been busy. Oh man,
cranking it out.
You've just been cranking it out all night long.
What is?
What did you?
What does that mean? What do you mean?
Literally, what we're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Like word for word.
There's only one way to interpret it.
These words have meanings.
So I watched the rest of the Paul W.S.A. Resident Evil films. So I watched
exactly what we meant.
Resident Evil Extinction,
been burning through them.
Resident Evil Afterlife, Resident Evil Retribution, and Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. What a sick series of movies. You haven't seen them, Kevin? I don't know. I honestly don't even know if you would really like them that much, but like they're so sick. I think
they're honestly really hard movies to recommend.
Yeah,
I don't see why I wouldn't.
I feel like I don't know. It's like you had to hop on the wavelength there.
Yeah, because
I'm kind of a guy who hops on the wavelength. Though.
Okay, well, you should watch them. You know,
would be kind of a dude who just
maybe I shouldn't say this on the podcast. Yeah. It might be fun if we do before the new Resident Evil movie comes out. If we like,
yeah, we talk about how good these ones are.
If we just like do an episode on these ones before the new one comes out.
Right.
Yeah, that could be interesting. We could also just combine the two into one episode, but then that would
I don't think people would like that.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the last time we talked about a beloved franchise's new movie being possibly the worst one, it was the most views we've ever gotten on an episode. So
yeah, that's a little different though, because it's like same universe stuff.
Sure. Also, I said beloved franchise, but like I guess it's not really I guess it's a beloved video game franchise, but not a beloved.
Yeah, people hate these movies. That's also another thing. People, that's a big conversation later, but like people hate all the movies in the world. Everyone's hating every movie ever. That's a video game.
Yeah, we're gonna have a large portion of our conversation.
We have to have civil conversations about the state of the world.
The final chapter, which is the last one in that series, really struck me. Like that's a really like actually phenomenal film, and it's tough because like the movies like they have a cult following, right? But they are just like largely people don't like them. So this isn't like a contrarian thing. It is like really like I think it's so good. I think it's
I think the last two especially are really strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are like, these are the worst movies ever made.
Speaking of which, I watched all 3 Silent Hill films also.
Right.
I rewatched the first Silent Hill. I kind of think that's like a major film. I think the movie is kind of really fantastic. And then I watched MJ Bassett's Silent Hill Revelations 3D.
Mm-hmm.
As a disaster.
Yeah,
I go back and watch this one after seeing the new one.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
I was almost gonna watch it. I saw you didn't care for it. I've heard her talk about how that whole like thing was a mess.
Well, so MJ Bassett, she got hired to make. Okay, so is his name Christopher Gans?
I think it's like more French. Like the S is maybe silent, or it's more like gone or something. I don't know exactly.
I don't know if that's French.
And it's also not Christopher; it's Christoph.
Oh, Christoph. Okay, well, that's what I was asking. I don't. Okay, Christoph. So yeah, Christoph Gans. He was like going to do Revelations 3D, but then he went off to go do a different movie. Then MJ Bassett was brought on, and MJ Bassett's like a fan of the video games. Christoph Gans also is a fan of the video games, but people will argue.
They think he's the devil.
Yeah. So MJ Bassett, like, she said that she like doesn't like this movie. She says that she had like a really terrible time making it because she wanted to do if she could just do a Silent Hill movie. She just wanted to do Silent Hill 3, like an adaptation of Silent Hill 3, because that's the game that she really likes. Instead, she had to do this weird like sequel to the movie, and like fill in the blanks and like also add some stuff from the games. It was a disaster. Kit Harington is in it.
Right. Yeah. Shout out.
Industry star Kit Harington.
Yeah, Kit Harington
From Eternals.
He's so bad in this movie. It's kind of unbelievable. It's kind of unbelievable.
But listen, he's probably going to be so good on tonight's episode of Industry, so it's okay.
And we're going to talk about the other two Silent Hill films here in a minute. And then I rewatched The First Omen and the Gore Verbinski The Ring.
Great movies.
Because my girlfriend hadn't seen either of those, and those were the movies we decided to watch it in the midst of the snowstorm. And The First Omen's so good. The Ring, obviously great movie. Man, Naomi Watts is so underrated. I know she's like in Mulholland Drive or whatever, but she's still like
but she's in The Ring.
Yeah, she's so major. So much of The Ring is just close-ups of Naomi Scott looking at things. Naomi Watts looking at things. God,
how did you do that?
I'm sick. Okay.
Yeah, you're sick. You're a sick motherfucker, dude. Holy.
Okay, Kevin, wrap us up.
Oh, okay.
Wrap us, dude. Wrap us.
I wasn't sure. I didn't watch too much this week. I went to theaters to see the new Gus Van Sant movie, Dead Man's Wire.
I want to see that.
It's I don't know.
It was awful.
No, I didn't say that. I liked it. It's like fun. I didn't find the story super engaging all the way to the end. I think early on it's really interesting, and then there comes like a point in the movie where I'm like, I don't really know that this needed to be a movie. I feel like this could have been delivered. This information could have been delivered to us another way. It doesn't mean that Gus Van Sant's not having fun.
Kevin's like this should have been a Substack article.
Right.
They just kind of like the ending is just like a little bit weird. It's like you kind of like 20 minutes before the ending, even if you don't know what's happening, you kind of like already know how it ends, and then they kind of just spend 20 minutes like leading up to it, and you're like, okay, this could be over now. Like we could like
Kevin was watching the ending of Dead Man's Wire thinking this could have been an email.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. The rest of the movie's really enjoyable. I like Bill Skarsgård a lot.
How about Al? How's Al?
Al?
Is that Al Pacino in the movie?
Oh, Al Pacino. I kind of forgot he was in the movie. Spoiler, he's really not in that many scenes. He's in like one scene in the beginning and then like one scene at the end, and that's like
right. Okay.
Pretty much it. He shows up. His character, I don't think this is, again, it's a true story, so none of this is really a spoiler, but like his character only exists like over the phone. Like he's not actually like at like anywhere involved in the plot. He's just like a guy that they call on the phone a couple times. Because for those who don't know the true story, Tony Kiritskis meant to kidnap Al Pacino's character, but Al Pacino's character is at like his vacation home in Florida or whatever. So his whole plan like gets fucked up when he shows up and Al Pacino's not there. So instead he kidnaps Al Pacino's son, and that becomes like the crime that the movie is focused on. And so the only time that Al Pacino's really in the movie is when they call him on the phone to talk to him about what's happening. Yeah, I don't know. It's just Al Pacino's, I don't know. He's having fun at this point in his career, I guess. He's just like he's in like some random ass TV shows too. He's just like doing whatever. I don't think he really gives a fuck at all anymore. Yeah, the movie's fun. I watched Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, which I liked a lot. Kind of a crazy like script going on, like a lot of weird twists and turns, and like the structure of the narrative is really fascinating, and this is like, it's kind of like a movie that's just like really mean to every character involved. Like you're just like, wow, this is like, at one point you're just like, oh, this is really bleak. Like it's just a lot of just like the bad things happening to everybody. But the way it unravels is really fascinating. And I would recommend it. Philip Seymour Hoffman,
right?
One of the well, I guess one of his best performances. I don't know. I've seen like how many Philip Seymour Hoffman movies now? Like 20.
What does one of mean in
yeah, I don't know. It's like hard. I would say
one
it's
of his
like
best, like one of his like 3 best performances.
3's too high.
One of
Maybe
his 10
like
best performances out of the
10 easily. 10 easily. But it's somewhere between like 4 and 8, I'd say.
Okay.
Right.
You know? Maybe closer to 4 though. I don't know.
Okay.
It's the numbers aren't important. He's very good in the movie. Ethan Hawke's in the movie also. It's like him and Ethan Hawke play brothers.
Yeah. No, I've been meaning to watch this. It sounds like good.
It's kind of I don't know, funny little pairing to play brothers, but it works really well in the movie actually. And then I watched, this isn't a movie, but I watched the Skyscraper live stream last night.
Yeah, okay.
Alex Honnold, my goat.
I checked the group chat last night and I saw you and Tyler were talking about it, and then I sent a message saying like, "Oh, I didn't know this was happening. I would have watched it." And then you were acting like you were oblivious to
because I knew it was happening.
Oh no, because someone because someone mentioned a different movie, and then you were like, "I didn't know this was happening," and I was like, "The movie?" You know what I mean? Like the other movie, but you were talking about the live stream, which I
was talking about the Skyscraper live stream. How do we feel about the ethics of this?
Yeah, it's so strange.
Do you think that this ethically should be a thing that like
no?
Like
okay, let me for those who didn't
paying for
those who didn't like pay attention, let me just give like a little bit of a breakdown, right? Or for those of you who have no idea what's going on, famous free solo climber from the title documentary Free Solo. Alex Honnold.
Oh wow,
the goat.
Well, he's kind of not. That's the thing.
Interesting.
If you watch a lot of like climbing documentaries, and I'm not like super captain. Maybe some people who are like really into climbing could leave a comment if you're like a fucking real nerd about this shit. But I've read in places people being like, "Oh, Alex Honnold isn't even like the best climber. He's just the most famous."
Well, he takes the biggest risks, presumably.
No, there are other free solo climbers. There are people who have died free solo climbing.
Well, yeah, but he hasn't died though.
Sure.
Right.
But he's the only one that's free soloed El Capitan.
Yes, but there's other people who have taken risks. Like the one guy, gosh, I'm forgetting his name right now, but the one guy who died, he died climbing like an ice mountain, and there was like a blizzard and it like fell down on him and killed him.
Oh wow.
Like the ice like crashed on him. So people take risks. Like it's like he's not the only one taking risks. I mean, nobody has climbed a skyscraper to my knowledge, which is it's interesting because it feels like it's definitely like good. It's good stunt marketing because I do think that this is just a much easier task probably than climbing El Capitan. If I had to like guess, it's definitely awkward as well because skyscrapers are not mountains. And so he was like certain parts of the skyscraper definitely look like you should not be able to place your feet or hands on them. And somehow, but the guy's got like fucking mittens on him. He's got like, the most if anybody doesn't know who this guy is, just Google a picture of his hands. They are horrifying. He has the most horrifying hands.
You should also Free Solo is like it's like a fun documentary to watch if you're curious.
It is one of my favorite documentaries like ever. I adore Free Solo. That is like the reason why I like him so much. I think it's cool when people are like extreme athletes. I just really like fuck with that idea of just like people being willing to risk their lives. The ethics of it being a Netflix live stream, it's strange. One, the actual live stream itself was like stupid because they had
like hosts, right?
They had a host, then they had like the other two people on the panel. One of them, whose name I'm forgetting, she's like also a professional climber, but she's not like a free solo climber. She's just a normal rock climber. And then Seth Rollins, the WWE star, was on the panel, and I was like, okay, I don't really know why this guy is here. And then like the whole time that they're talking during it, I'm just like, none of this input is really valuable. You know what I mean? Like I think 99% of people watching would rather just listen to Alex Honnold because every time they cut to his mic, he was just like cracking jokes. He was just like 1,000 feet in the air, and he was like laughing and giggling up there. And I was like, this is clearly way more entertaining than listening to the people doing the commentary. the most unethical part and the strangest part is how much his wife is involved in all of it and just like watching along. Because first it starts with like interviewing her when he just gets climbing, and it's like, I'm gonna feel really bad for this woman if this person dies, you know, like everybody's thinking the same thing. They're like, if this guy falls, this is like the most awful thing ever. But then he's like 75% up this skyscraper, and they cut to an interview with her in the skyscraper, and the camera is pointing at her, and he is climbing the skyscraper behind her out the window, and they're like waving at each other, and I'm like, this is a little bit crazy, you know what I mean? Like,
no,
this
it's
is like a
so
little
crazy.
It's like,
it seems like a Running Man show.
Yes, and the thing is, the thing that she probably understands and that she understood when she was like marrying this guy is that like he is a little bit of a psychopath, you know what I mean? Like he is just like, he does want to do these things, and like to him this stuff matters, and so like she's obviously going to support that. Personally, I wouldn't be like putting a camera in front of her face, because worst case scenario, if he does fucking die, that's like, I don't know, that feels like the most unethical thing ever. But I get it. It's like people, you know, I don't know, people like the spectacle, and also like the people doing it. Like that was my biggest nerve. Like my hands were sweaty watching him, because and I was like freaking out watching Free Solo, the documentary, even though I knew he survived that. But watching this live, my biggest concern is that so many people were watching him, because when he free solos El Capitan, he has this like, you know, crazy, like whatever the fuck's going on in his brain, where he's like able to calm himself down while he's doing this. When he is like,
well, there's like something wrong with his brain where he doesn't like feel fear, or he doesn't like manage
something
like that, right? Like
they did have a heart monitor on him during this climb, and his heart rate was like 165, which is insanely
like
high.
He was freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely feels something, but he's also like I said, he's also like cracking jokes on the way up there. And I just was worried initially, because I didn't think that like, I thought that the fact that like millions of people on Netflix and a giant crowd of people at the bottom of the skyscraper watching him would like make him more nervous and like trip him up. But he seemed to really like the crowd. He stopped like multiple times on the way up and was like waving down at the crowd and like enjoying it. And I'm like, this guy's, you know, like there came a certain point where I was like, this guy's not gonna fall. Like it's like not possible. Like he's too good at this shit, and it's probably just too easy for him. Right. And then he didn't fall. He made it to the top, and he took a fucking selfie at the top of it, like nothing happened. So
yeah, I just don't know if like a major. I don't think it's necessarily unethical that Alex Holland, what's his name, Alex Connell, wants to free solo. Like that's cool. Like, you know, you gotta live your truth, right? I think that Netflix paying for a live stream of him doing something super dangerous is like not cool.
Yes. I also think he did not get paid nearly enough money by them. Apparently it's reported that he got paid $500,000. I'm like, dude, that thing, you should be getting paid millions of dollars to do what the fuck he's doing. Like that's crazy. If they're gonna live stream that shit and put a camera in front of his wife's face while he does it, they should be paying that family like millions of dollars. Like that's crazy. Anyway, he did it, and he's probably really happy, and it was fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie. And then mostly I've just been spending the whole week watching The Wire. I'm getting really into The Wire. Talked about it a little bit last week. I watched an episode today, literally like this morning before we started recording, and just like sobbed, and I was like, I don't want to do the podcast. It was such a sad episode. I didn't realize that what happened was going to happen that episode, and I didn't like that. But
is Idris Elba's best work in The Wire or in He-Man Masters of the Universe?
What are you asking me right now? He's very good. There's a lot of people that are very good in it. Like the whole cast is like kind of crazy good, and the writing's amazing. And I'm gonna watch the season 1 finale today, so I've got one season under my belt.
Nice.
Wire. If anybody hasn't heard of The Wire, you know. Anyway, let's talk about Return to Silent Hill.
Let's return.
Yeah, let's return to Silent Hill. Where do we begin? In my head, I was like, we should begin by talking about his last Silent Hill movie.
Yes.
2006 one.
When did you see this movie, Kevin, for the first time?
A few months ago.
Actually.
In September.
Okay.
I watched it for the first time, and I was a big fan.
Yeah, it's really good, right? Isn't that movie so good?
It is really good.
The movie's so good.
Yeah, it was interesting to come back to this. I think where we should actually probably start, and then the conversation could kind of just like stem from there, is that if I had to guess, this is probably going to be the lowest rated theatrical release of the entire year, most likely.
Yes.
Why is that?
Well,
what?
Okay. From this moment forward, listener, I will be not only spoiling the film Return to Silent Hill, I will also be spoiling the video game Silent Hill 2 from like the year 2002 or something.
Right.
Because it's I do think it's worth talking about the differences between the video game and the film and it as an adaptation. Do you guys know anything about the video game Silent Hill 2?
The bare minimum.
Right.
Like not much.
The first Silent Hill movie got like there was some criticism because Pyramid Head shows up, and because Pyramid Head, he's like the iconic kind of bad guy from Silent Hill. And he's in the first film. Pyramid Head is only in Silent Hill 2 because, and it's kind of like revealed in this movie, kind of also like why that would be the case, because Pyramid Head is like a physical representation of James's own guilt and wish to be punished. But I would say there's a lot of differences between the film and the game, and the film is an adaptation of the game. The two biggest differences, and this is what I mean when I'm say spoilers, right, is James's motivation and the character Angela. I think those are the two like critical differences that have led to many fans being like, "Oh, Christoph Gans doesn't even understand Silent Hill. Christoph Gans doesn't. He's actually evil. He hates the video games and he hates the fans and he wants us all to kill ourselves." And which is crazy. People are so crazy. I think that fandoms are so crazy. Because in the video, again, spoilers. In the video games, right? The twist at the end of the game is that James kills his girlfriend, right? But she's like in a hospital room and she's really sick, and he like kills her to like get it over with, so that he could like get back to his own life, because he feels like a sick girlfriend is like ruining his life, right? That's kind of the twist, and that's why he's in Silent Hill. In the movie, the twist at the end is he like mercy like assisted suicides her, which is totally different. It turns him into a way more sympathetic character. Right. And I think that's really interesting. It's bizarre. I think it's kind of a bizarre change because it kind of reorients the whole thing into like a love story. Which is interesting. I don't know. It also goes into like this idea of adaptations, right? Where changes from the source material are automatically worse. And I'm not going to argue that like, oh, the Return to Silent Hill is better than Silent Hill 2. I think that's crazy. But it's different, right? It's obviously different. And I don't think that this change of James's motivation is necessarily automatically makes it like worse. It just changes his character completely.
I think something that you and I talked about kind of extensively when we were doing the Last of Us episodes of the podcast was like, why do people who play, like, why would somebody who plays video games and like is in love with the game want to watch an adaptation that is the exact same thing as the game? You know what I mean? Like, it's like I like, if
because people want to like point and like be like, oh, it's like they want to know what's happening already, like
which is like, it's kind of like this is the story, like,
and I'm excited to see the story.
You know what I mean? Like, you know how like people who love Five Nights at Freddy's like point at the screen and like get excited because it's just like the characters from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Because it's not about it being a good film or whatever. It's about, did they do, because a lot of people too, like these games like Silent Hill are one, they're a game that people like playing, but also it's like the lore and the story and all these like. There's so many people who just love Silent Hill as like a concept and like yeah. So
people love specifically for Silent Hill 2. People love not only playing the game, people love maybe even more than playing the game. They love watching YouTube videos explaining the game.
Same thing with like Five Nights at Freddy's too. But like these are like very like lore heavy like YouTube games that have nothing to do with the game itself, but just kind of the culture around them. So people are coming in where they're like, this is what James is like, this is what this is like, and not really coming at it like, okay, what's this like in this take on the thing. That's pretty, I don't know, it's interesting because I think for me, I think video game adaptations are really interesting and I'm excited for the future of those, but I think they are always at a kind of struggle because they have this pre-existing fan base of maybe not, I wouldn't say not the smartest people, but like they're not the best people for sell movies.
I'm gonna be honest, not the smartest people.
But like I'm not even specifically in that kind of thing, but just like not in terms of like engaging with films, where it's like the success of your movie really relies on pleasing those people, because critically these movies don't really normally do well in general, and your fan base is pretty much set on these people who are super diehard of the game, so you're like kind of fucked unless you like bend the knee, which I think if you're gonna bend the knee to these people, it's like you're gonna make some garbage. So it's
I posted on Twitter, I was like, oh, like every single review on Letterboxd is like refusing to just like try to engage with the film in good faith, because
and they like killed you.
It's all like half stars, like one line reviews on Letterboxd basically.
Yeah, like,
or talking about how like, oh, it's like a bastardization of the great source material.
Yeah.
And on Twitter, a lot of people were like, "Oh, I love trashy movies, and this movie was just garbage," or like, "This movie is objectively bad." And I'm like, "What do you mean?
Right.
Like, what do you mean? You know, be specific."
Right.
Right.
It's
the other big change that I think, because there's a bunch of big changes, but I think that these two are really like, I think these are the two ones that like are kind of why people aren't like connecting with it, is that there's a bunch of different characters in Silent Hill 2, most of which are like in the movie, right? But one of the characters is Angela, that people like are really protective over, I guess. And Angela in the video game is really interesting because she is like another person that just happens to be in Silent Hill. So like James is in Silent Hill, like dealing with his like guilt and like his own issues, and Angela's also in Silent Hill, kind of dealing with her trauma and her own stuff. And she's like the protagonist in her own Silent Hill story, and they just kind of like cross paths. And that's like interesting. In the movie, Angela is like a variation of, what's his girlfriend say? Mary or May?
Mary.
Is like a variation of Mary, and actually all of the characters in Silent Hill that he runs into are variations of Mary, are different representations of his girlfriend. That's not in the game, and like
I kind of like that.
I kind of like it too. Right?
It was like, oh, it's like Vertigo. I don't know. It's like I was like, this is cool. I like that part. It's probably that was one of the most interesting parts of the movie to me.
So unexpected,
because I've played a little bit of that game, but not enough to like know the narrative of the film, or not the film, the full complete like story of the game.
Yeah.
So I didn't know the kind of twists and turns, but I'm familiar with the game enough. So I kind of was taking it at that level, and I thought that was pretty like cool with Maria's character and with Angela and stuff like that. Thought it was pretty interesting.
I thought it was interesting. I will say, from a screenwriter perspective, was it Laura the little girl that's like, what's her full name? And then it's like a flashback to his
right. Not like
maybe we could have been a little bit more
right.
elegant with this.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
You're right.
yeah,
No, I
not
mean,
the best
it's not a perfect
version,
movie.
but-
Yeah, for sure. I like Laura though. I like that kind of character. She's like running around like like crazy. That was fun.
Do you know the story? So that actress that like kid that plays Laura, she
Right.
also plays Laura in the Resident Evil 2 remake that came out a
Mhm.
year or two ago.
Yeah.
And Christoph Gans didn't know that she played Laura in the remake of the game because he was casting before the game came out. And she had an NDA, so he said that there were like 20 kids that like they were like picking between to play Laura, and he just happened to pick the girl
the
that is
same
also
girl.
playing Laura. And like, isn't that crazy?
Wow,
Isn't that crazy?
that is crazy.
Well, it's interesting because that's there, but there's a lot of people like this is what I'm like getting about like the fan game stuff because people are like upset like the guy who like played James in the game isn't playing him in the movie. And it's like, come on. Like I really like, what is it, Jeremy Irvine? Or what's his name?
Yeah, Jeremy Irvine is his name. I mean, they did just the difference between this movie and the last movie is that they just replaced real actors with like.
I like Jeremy Irvine.
Whoa, Kevin.
From Warhorse.
Performances are great in this movie.
Jeremy Irvine, dude.
These are like not like. Okay.
These are not movie stars. I mean, are we being classist here? Like, are you watching a Hong Sang-soo movie and being like, okay, who are all these Asian people? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
okay, don't even suggest something like that.
Jeremy Irvine, bro, I like him.
Yeah, no,
he's just great. Like, yeah.
People are upset about his beard.
You're like, where's Sean Bean? Or are you watching this being like, where's
Sean
Bean?
No, that's not what I said. I just said that there was a difference between the two movies. Is that the last movie had movie stars in it and this one doesn't? Is that a crazy thing to say?
Well, he's in Warhorse. Damn, dude, it's so crazy looking at his filmography. It's like he's Warhorse and then 90 movies that don't exist. Mamma Mia.
That's all I meant. I'm like, these people aren't in movies. These people have never been in like a movie that anybody's watched.
Well, Warhorse.
Well, yeah,
okay,
Warhorse.
Sure. Fucking Warhorse. My bad.
He's a lead in a Spielberg.
When did Warhorse come out?
2011.
It's been in a movie since.
Yeah, he has Mamma Mia. Here we go again.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
I was gonna say he's in Mamma Mia.
He's in The Professor and the Madman with Mel Gibson, Sean Penn.
Yeah. Okay. The point is, I didn't say anything controversial, and you're acting like I'm crazy. All I said is that the last movie had fucking movie stars in it, and this one doesn't. Is that like?
No, it is true. It is true.
Yeah, I guess
it's just true. Yeah. It's not.
No, no Kit Harington, no Sean Bean. But I don't really think it needs.
Do you think they talked about Silent Hill at all on the set of Game of Thrones? Kit Harington and Sean Bean.
Probably not. I had to guess. Most likely
probably talked about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I mean that's more likely, probably.
Okay, no, but yeah, this movie is super hated. This movie has a lower Letterboxd average rating than Revelations.
Right.
It has like a 1.8 right now on Letterboxd.
Yeah, I think that's mostly just because of like more people have Letterboxd now.
Right.
Yeah, I mean they're also like, you say that it's like it's a 0.1 difference. It's like
sure, it's a really low rating. It's crazy.
Yes.
It's a really
and it's super fast too. Like this is 30,000 people saw it. Everyone hated it.
Yeah, I guess my like curiosity is if it's just like, again, like just to get back to the conversation we were having, if it's just like kind of difficult to like appease annoying people who really like video games. Because if you like, I don't know, I'm just thinking about other forms of adaptation, right? And when you think, and this is like, obviously the sample sizes are so drastically different, right? Like there's only X amount of video game adaptations in Hollywood, and there's
and to be honest, there's a bunch of bad ones. There are bad ones.
No, there are bad ones, but you think about like books, right? And again, like I said, thousands of movies adapted from books, like way too many. But so many like great movies have just been made from books. Like it's like, and it's just like people just accept that like a lot of great Hollywood films or any films are just like book adaptations, and those are very often. I mean, you ask people who read the books, and they're like, obviously this isn't the book. Like it's like those are just very often not the same thing. It's not. It's never a 1-to-1, and it's just very accepted that movies come from books. You know, like
this. I'm gonna say something, and we kind of started this earlier, but like, the people who are reading books they're probably gonna engage with it like in a smarter way than like just some random kid who plays a video game. Like I don't know,
but like also trashy books are getting adapted into trashy movies all the time too, you know, and those people are still going to watch those.
I think this is something that like pisses me off when like I'm looking at these reviews, because I think, of course, I mean I'm gonna say the obvious here, but when you're adapting a book and when you're adapting a video game, two different things. And I get really frustrated when people are like, just because you're adapting a video game doesn't mean you have to look like a video game. And I think that's what's interesting about video game adaptations, because video games have unique structure and logic and like look, and like they're very interesting kind of constructions of things. And I think this movie is super interesting because it's super video gamey, and that's what I like. I don't want to like see a movie and then it's like, oh, it's just like a normal. I think it's more important to interact with the fact that it is a video game than like the specific narrative of said video game. I think this is like a successful adaptation in terms of like adapting a game. Because I think in terms of the kind of visual language of the thing.
There's an incredible moment where towards the beginning where he goes back to the bus station and he goes in the bathroom and he's looking in the mirror where he just looks like a
dude. It's so fucking cool, awesome. Bro. That shot is so cool because it's like, oh, like okay, yeah. There and then people talk like shoddy CGI, and I'm like, dude, like I don't know, like it's like that's like the whole. That's a part of it, you know. It's like we're adapting a game from like 2002. It's like, like what are we talking about? I don't know.
I don't think it's shoddy CGI because it doesn't stick out and it doesn't look flat. It looks really interesting the whole time.
No, I don't have a problem with it at all.
Of the frame, the image, you know, it's like all like, you know, it's like graded with all of the stuff in mind, and it looks really full and interesting.
There's a lot of like crazy shit in the movie, like visually, that I really enjoyed. It's I don't know. I think like I kept thinking about the Minecraft movie when watching this movie and how bad of an adaptation that is. But that movie was super successful. And I just kept thinking about like how I don't know, this movie captures a tone and it's very like there's an earnestness to the film, and that I really appreciate, and that it's not like I don't know. I just kept thinking about how bad that movie was, and how like I don't know. It's interesting that movie was more obviously people didn't like it, but like it was a little more. It was very successful, at least as a film, like in terms of like the box office.
Like swaths of kids were going to watch it. Like
no, I know, but like I don't know. It's
like theaters full of 6-year-olds, you know.
Sure,
and also adults, but
I was there.
But yeah, but there's no like, you know, of course the Minecraft movie was going to be more successful than a Silent Hill movie. That's not like
even saying like I'm not saying like in terms of that. I'm just saying like I don't know. I'm not. I guess I'm not like removal of the kind of differences in the thing. I think there's still like a level of like I don't know, the less sincere kind of jokey movie, right? It's like there's something.
Yeah, there. I mean, Minecraft's not trying to like capture the feeling of Minecraft as much as this movie is like creating a world. Like
I guess it's like Minecraft is less of like there's like less of a narrative that you. But because like the Minecraft movie to me is like super like unfaithful to that as like a text and like a game, but because it doesn't have like a narrative per se, it's like you can't kind of bastardize it in the same way that people are like super
sure.
upset. Where it's like there's not like a Steve story where like very specific, like you have to follow Steve's story or we're gonna kill you. Where it's like it's more open ended, where like you can't kind of upset people in the same way. Where Silent Hill is more narrative, where people are going to be more struck to that narrative. I'm just trying to like get to the kind of essence of the differences there, because I think people were, even though it was like, yeah, there's obviously it's like a is Silent Hill's an R-rated movie. There's the Minecraft movie is obviously geared to a younger audience, but I just think there's a difference in the engagement of those films, and I don't know. I wonder if like, because there's Elden Ring movie coming out, and there's gonna be. I mean, it
can't be good.
I know. But there's gonna be video game adaptations. I feel like we're only starting with this.
Yeah,
and it's a weird stage that I'm trying to like figure out.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna be 10 times as annoying about the lore inaccuracies in Elden Ring.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
people
why
are.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. That's the point I was making with books, is just that like it would be cool to get to a point where people could just accept that like the video game and the movie are different, because even people who are watching like trashy adaptations of book, you know what I mean? It's like, if you know, Colleen Hoover movies are making $100 million and nobody's like running to the theater and like being like, oh, this character is omitted from the book, or like this isn't like it wasn't, but like no, you know what I mean? Like people are like happy to watch the Colleen Hoover adaptation of a book of her. It's not the book, it's a movie, and it's like, and they're having fun, like even when it's bad. And then the same
what it
goes for
kind of
good
is?
adaptations. But
And Silent Hill fans were gonna reject this notion. It is like contempt for video games, like old video games, I should say. It's like contempt for old video games as its own thing, as like it's contempt for something like Silent Hill 2, which is like an old game, right? To be like enjoyed as like that's the fullest potential of this piece, right? Where it's like, oh no, Silent Hill 2, I love Silent Hill 2. I love the lore and the story and the vibes, but it's like, if it was a movie though,
you want it to be like modernized and like bigger budget and like, okay, I see what you're saying.
It's like contempt for like, oh, I love
that's
Silent
a good
Hill
point
2, but like it's not the fullest potential of what it could be.
I felt that a lot when I was watching the 2006 one, because I was like, oh, it's so cool that this movie is just like watching a video game. Like that was like my favorite thing about the movie. And again, I'm really impressed by how much like 20 years later the vibe is just like the same in this movie. Like the vibes are and the atmosphere is very much the same. But
well, because there's also, I mean, people don't talk about this, but like Christoph Gans, this is like his interpretation of Silent Hill, by changing it. Because like the first game, which the first movie is like very like loosely based off of the first game, but it's like very different though, like overall very different. It's like a snowy, right? And Christoph Gans was like, okay, what if we made it like ash? And what if it's like snowing ash? Just such a uber omega nuclear bomb genius vibe shift. And now that's just like what Silent Hill is in the movie logic. It's like, oh, Silent Hill is where it snows ash, because in Silent Hill 2 it's just foggy, and he's like, no, it's still snowing ash, because that's just what Silent Hill is to him. That's cool, And the first movie is so excellent because, and I was like, maybe this is just like the fucking video game movie, like Hollywood video game movie, because it is like what you said, Kevin. It's like watching somebody play a video game. It's like the whole movie runs on this video game logic. It's amazing. It's incredible.
I'm interested in the point you made, though. I think that's actually probably at least mostly accurate, is that there is like, so I guess that's even true of book adaptations, right? Is that like when you're watching a movie adaptation of a book, you want to like see the things that you've been thinking while you're reading.
It's the same thing with these like animated movies that are turned into fucking like live action movies, where it's like deep down there's like some level of like animation isn't good enough. I want to see exactly. Please, like, but it's the same thing where it's like if you do any deviation of that, people are gonna get upset. Where it's like if you change anything, I want the same thing. It's very like ChatGPT, like give me. It's very like AI, give me this thing. Where it's like I want my animated movie. Don't touch anything. I just want people to be real now. It feels very prompted, like fucking shit. And it's like,
yeah,
there's somebody that's like, there's like some like 22-year-old, right? Who is not paying attention in his college classes, in their college classes, that's like obsessed with Silent Hill 2, right? And they're like, Silent Hill 2 is a masterpiece. It's like the greatest piece of art ever. But in their head, they're like, bro, they have this idea of like, if Robert Eggers just somehow made an exact 1-to-1 movie adaptation of Silent Hill 2, it would be the greatest piece of art ever made. It would be even better than the video game. And it's like, no, the video game is the video game. They made it. Yeah, it's like that's what it is.
Yeah, but also it can't feel or look like a video game,
right?
Because there's something where it's like you have to. There's a narrative that they enjoy, but they actually want to remove it from like the video game of it all, because that's stuff that's interesting to me. I don't give a fuck. Like, I mean, the narrative's cool, whatever, right? I like the atmosphere. I like the game, like, and kind of the aesthetic of that. But like, I'm more interested in these game logics and these, because it's just approaching something that like these movies would never, like, this kind of movie does not exist but past a certain point. Like, this is new stuff. This is new kind of ground we're pushing, where it's like these kind of video game movies, and like they're using the, what is it called, the Star Wars thing where they're in the fucking
the volume,
and we're kind of pushing technology here, and I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes. I think it's going to definitely pick up a wave when more millennial filmmakers and more Gen Z filmmakers start working, because I think the problem I had with why not?
Because they're raised on YouTube videos that were talking about how all these movies suck.
Sure. but I guess my issue was like with the Minecraft movie, it's very clearly like Gen X take on video games. What I think there's got to be some people who are like have a brain that just have a different relationship to games, because you're getting a lot of like older people.
I mean, we'll see what the Zelda movie's kind of like, because Les Ball's,
he's a little younger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's always going to be like people who break through, right? For all like the people that we're talking about who are watching like YouTube video, like YouTube videos, there's at least a few people who know.
I think that like I think just we haven't hit the age of like people who really grew up with these kind of like the Silent Hill stuff like that, to kind of approach it, because it still has like, I don't know, the Minecraft movie I keep bringing up, like that movie is so like 80s video game like a take on Minecraft, and obviously like Christoph Gans is like 60 years old or something.
Yeah, but the first Silent Hill game came out in 99.
Silent
Hill 2 came out in like 0102 or something. It's like, like,
so these people have
we're getting like these people like grew up with them, like they were 10 years old when the game came out, you know what I mean? We're in their mid-30s.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there are probably very capable artists out there who are
because I'm 65 years old.
I don't know. I get your point, Owen, which like I think it's
yeah, I don't know,
good versions of video game adaptations.
I think too, like
filmmakers.
There's this kind of like these digital textures and stuff. There's just more of a rejection of that from like old guard, or even like not even old guard, but like just like kind of like younger people. I don't know. There's a specific age that's like super still holding on to like certain. They're like anti-digital still. But I don't know. I'm interested to see like where we go, because I think there's so much potential with the video game stuff.
I think that the anti-digital, I think that thing is going to stick around for a while, when you have Christopher Nolan out there talking about how film is magic, and how there's like magic aura on which there's not, which is, I mean, but it's cool. But
yeah, no, I love film. But yeah, no, there's still definitely like, you see young people that are like 22 years old or whatever, that is like, these kind of film purists, I never want to see an iPhone in the movie. There's some awesome iPhone stuff in this movie. But like, there's kind of like they kind of follow what has been told to them as like the way of like, there's very Tarantino kind of film school kind of look at everything, instead of like embracing and kind of like looking for like new ways to like, make films and stuff like that, or make movies.
Right.
Yeah.
I know we've touched on a bunch of these things in passing in like this broader adaptation conversation, but if you guys want to focus in on anything specific about the movie, whether it's a scene or the acting or how it looks or anything, and we want to dive deeper, feel free.
In terms of like lower, like mid-budget, I don't know. It's like, what is it? It's like $20 million budget. Are we calling that low budget now? Like, for Hollywood films. But like for like lower, like lower budget.
Looks like 23 million.
Yeah, for like a mid-budget horror movie, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of really cool stuff goes on. Like there's the spider lady who like her head like rolls off, goes boogla boogla, and then and then like her spider body like crawls over and then picks her head back up and then chases after him.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That reminded me of like did you guys ever watch the Hercules or Xena show that Sam Neimer produced back in the day? It reminded me of that. That was crazy.
I was gonna say, even like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but like contradictory to your point about things being realistic, even though it does look like a video game, but also I was quite like unsettled by a couple scenes in the movie.
Oh no,
I'm like,
scary.
There's like some pretty like scary stuff in this one compared to the 2006 one, which was way more like atmosphere and less like me actually being like maybe part of that is because I'm watching this one in a theater and I'm watching the one at home, but genuinely I think there's like a couple scenes in this one where I'm like, that is just actually fucking scary. So
for sure,
I don't know. I mean, that one, I think the one where it's like the scene that really like kind of got me like uneasy in the theater was when I don't know if they have like a name in the Silent Hill universe, but like these, whatever those like roaches with faces on them are called.
Oh,
like
those definitely have a name, but
that crowd of bugs that chases him. I'm like, oh, that shit, like, I didn't like that because it went on for so long, and then they were like, and when it's like the close up of their little like heads underneath, I was like, oh, I don't like that. It's like I don't know. I thought it was like actually creepy.
Yeah, in terms of like, that's the other thing where people were responding to me on social media trying to say like, even if you ignore it as like as an adaptation, it's a terrible horror movie. I'm like, I don't think that's true. I think it's a good horror movie.
No.
Like
yeah,
I think the horror is like one of the best parts of the movie.
The vibes are awesome. And
I think that's also
narrator stuff. I think is cool and fun.
Yeah, I think that's also like, it's a tough combo because I think people are weird about horror movies in general too. So it being like a horror video game thing is just like double. Yeah, it's rough. There's a kind of like the loose structure of like, because it's like there's like the dreamy aspect of it and the kind of video game, like the
what is real life and what's going on in his head, and like
they're super like, we're like dying and like we're respawning, kind of like, whoa, we're here now, we're here, like that kind of way the movie kind of structures itself. I thought was really interesting. We're all of a sudden we're in this hospital bed, and all of a sudden we're here and we're here, and I think some people might like watch and like, what the fuck is going on? And this is bad. But to me, that was really, I don't know, it was really interesting, the kind of lucidness of the way that it kind of went in and out of that. There's even like, I mean, it starts in that kind of dream sequence thing.
Yeah.
And then he like shows up in the bar, and that bar sequence is really neat, where he's got like the phone and we're looking through the glass, and I don't know, there's a lot of really interesting stuff. And I think the horror is on point. And it's weird, and the atmosphere is to 10, and we're like, I love the whole, I'm super big on like the video game Alice in Wonderland type of stuff, where we're just like thrown into it, like he's like, what the fuck is going on for like the whole movie? Basically we're just like walking, and we're like, okay, now there's this like guy on the ground, and there's like, now there's this, and we're just kind of like going from place to place, because that's like how the game is. We're like, you're just like, you walk in, you talk to somebody, you walk over here, you fight something, and you kind of are exploring. And I like the exploration of it, but combined with like the lucid, like I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know where I am right now. I think it really works well. I think they have a really great hold on like that kind of vibe and the way that the film flows. That's like not very traditional.
Yeah. What I like about this is in the first movie, God, I love that. I love that first movie so much. In that first movie, Silent Hill represents something like totally different. It's like Silent Hill is kind of like literal, like actual like purgatory in between life and death that like this entire town was damned to because of the terrible things the citizens did. And in this movie, like Silent Hill is not a like Silent Hill like is a place, but like it's really it's not, none of it's real. I guess my interpretation of the film, like none of it's real. It's all going on in James's head, right?
Right.
Like totally different, and I thought that's excellent too. It is kind of giving like this like a Memento quality, where where like the narrator's unreliable and you don't know what's really going on in the film, and like things are repeating, and like it's the end of the movie is the beginning of the movie, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And I like how there's like no explanation, you know, like to Owen's point about how it's like you're kind of in a daze and you don't know like what's real or not. Like in the first movie, it's kind of like explained that like at this point in the day, you know what I mean? Like the alarms go off and everybody's like, at this point in the day, like this is when it turns into Silent Hill. And like in this movie, there's never like a character like being like, oh, you're entering like the you know, like he just goes in between the two, like with no explanation. So it's like, I don't know, it just adds to the
so like when the alarms go off, it's like the darkness. That's like, and that's when all the monsters come out. And this movie, there was a moment, it was him and it is the character's name Maria. They were in like their room together. And when it first happens, when after he meets Maria, he's like having a headache and he puts his hand down and the darkness like comes out of his hand.
So sick.
It's
yeah,
I mean, it's like all visual, which and
it's literally like, oh shit, here's a cutscene, shit's about to go down, like I have to go fight all these guys. Like it's so fucking like, I don't know. I do wish like I wish there was like more just him running around like beating the shit out of things. Like I kind of like, I want a video game movie to really like tie into the fact like that you're gonna have to like just sit there and like fight things for a bit. Like just like not even like it's tough because like action scenes are like complicated and expensive. But like I just like kind of want like a bit of like endless just like knocking shit. There is a bit like where he's like running from shit. I guess that's like more so like how the game is bit run, where it's like you kind of have to like run away from shit a little bit. But I just remember playing the game and just like there's just beating shit up, like just fucking whack-a-mole, and that's when like when those things come up, I want him to fight a little more. But I think it works in like the kind of like the way that the film works. But I love because I always think of like the Romero like zombie movies being like super video gamey, especially I forget which one it is, but like when the zombie movies have like a lot of like waves and it's just like you're just like killing a bunch of dudes for like it's endless, and there's an endless kind of nature to the Silent Hill game where it's like some of these, I don't forget what they're called, but like there's some of these kind of creatures that will just be there forever and they'll keep coming back, and like I wanted it to kind of tie. I would have liked if it tied into that more, because I think that's such a video game quality where it's like you are going to fight these guys forever. You will just be here forever fighting these kind of monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Are there specific scenes you guys want to talk about in the movie before we wrap up? Like actual like I don't know. We haven't exactly like talked about the narrative itself or like parts that of the story that we really like.
He has this therapist,
right?
And at the beginning, like this he would call his therapist, sorry, and we would only see her through like refractions of like
crazy.
Light and stuff.
It's so sick.
That's like the only way we would see her, and I thought that was such a strong visual. Like it's so that's so interesting and cool. I really really like that a lot. And then she comes out, but then we don't see her in real life until like he wakes up, whatever that means, right? And she's like, "Hey, we're like in the Silent Hill hospital. Like, calm down, you know."
Yeah.
And like everything's normal in Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought Owen was gonna say something. I thought you were gonna jump in. I mean, really, like I don't know. In my head, the scene that or the parts of the movie, the part of the movie that stood out the most was the ending, and I kind of just didn't want to talk about that while we were talking about the rest of the movie. So I didn't want to jump in yet, but we can.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Like, there's a lot of flashback stuff that's just like kind of wonky, but like, I love all the kind of like, it's so like there's like this kind of like dead wife, kind of this super like dead wife core that I thought was funny. But yeah, I don't know. That stuff's. I'm trying to think of like how you would like approach that in a stronger manner, but she was okay as like an actress. I love.
She plays like 11 characters. To be fair,
a lot of characters.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I think the specific like when she's doing the dead wife stuff is like, it's just tough. Like,
it's like not. I just didn't really like. I don't know. I don't love the flashbacks, and I kind of don't love like leaving the whole. Like Silent Hill in general. Like I kind of just want the vibes to be like.
But I do think there's like some like
movie.
I do agree, but also like I did think there was some like really strong like kind of like match cut like stuff where it would go like there was one where it was like we were like in like the doorbell or something like or in like the fucking that shit was cool. Like sometimes when they would like go from the memory to like what it is now or like what it looks like in his head. I thought it was like visually strong.
Yeah,
but I do agree that like narratively and kind of like I don't know how you would do it, but I think like it's a bit. I think also it's like some of like the more performances we add, the like weaker it gets. Because like a lot of like characters.
Like the Jack Black guy.
Right, I think that guy's fine. Like I think that guy's fine. Like in terms of like he exists in Silent.
He exists. I was like, what are you talking about? And then I remember
he exists in Silent Hill as like kind of like this NPC like that you kind of meet, which I think is fine. I think, but more so I'm talking about like when we like we get a flashback and there's like 20 characters we're gonna
like the members of like the cult.
And it's like, dude, like I
forgot about that. Yeah, imagine you were dating someone and you come home and there's just like 20 people in your house, and
it was like, so the way that scene is so devoid from how that would work in real life. Like, I would freak the fuck out. I walked into my girlfriend's room and she's just talking to a crowd of 20 people and she's like, yeah, they're just checking up on me.
Not only that, like you walk into your, like you come home, right? There's 20 people in your house. And then like all talking to your partner, then they go like they see you acknowledge you, like there he is,
and
then they all immediately leave single file without saying anything.
That's awesome.
That scene, I will say, that's like that was probably my favorite scene. That's like not in the like scary horror atmosphere, because I just like that was like actually unsettling.
I like when they like lick her.
Like what did you say?
When they like she's like bleeding and they're all like licking her.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Yes, that is. You said you didn't like?
No, that was gross.
It's so crazy. He's like watching and he's like yelling and no one can hear him, and then everyone's just like licking his girlfriend. It's so crazy.
Yeah, but that's way more like I don't know. I guess technically that's a flashback scene, but it's more in line with like the horror.
It's horrifying.
You know what I mean? Like
he's like bleeding out of her eyes, and they're like devouring her. And then she's like, "What do you mean? Like I told you I have like baggage."
Yeah,
she's like, "I told you, shit gets crazy."
Yeah, that's another thing too to point out that's different between the game and this movie. Stuff. There's no cult in the game. She's like a normal, chill girl that he just kills.
Damn.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up. Like James in the video game sucks. Like he's like not a good guy.
Right. Well, I could see how having that exact story translate to a film would be maybe not be like
this asshole that we keep following around.
Yeah, it's like you just watch this asshole like be an asshole for 2 hours, and then at the end he like kills her, and then that's
it's much better to like play the asshole.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a true thing with video games, though, where it's easier to make your protagonist in a video game unlikable because you are them, right?
Yeah, and it's like fun. Yeah, it's like bully.
Well, I don't know if Silent Hill 2 it's like fun that you're
sure.
Well,
point, you're having fun.
No, but I get what you're saying.
You're playing the video game.
Yeah.
It makes her weird. Like the whole it's it's just like what goes on. Like they just lick me. It's chill. Like why are you upset? Like it's like the whole and he's like I'm leaving. It's very silly. I don't know, but it's also silly in a way where it feels like cutscene-y. If I don't mind.
And it is one of those things too where I'm like, because she's she kind of said that there was trauma and then that happened like that he experiences that and then she's just like, yeah, I told you, and it's you didn't tell, you know what I mean? It's you don't tell somebody that though. It's that's
right,
different.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm yeah, if you're there's a difference between your father being abusive and your father running a cult that
right.
It's
also he's also let's leave. It's not like he's anti or not anti he's not moving the being okay, I understand there's trauma here, but we can't keep doing this. We can't you can't stay here getting licked by the cult. That's a little bit different than
I can't come home and there be 20 people in my house that leave the second they see me.
Yeah.
It's
I couldn't do that.
This is I don't know. It's quite crazy, but
yeah,
it's fun.
No, it's so fun. This
and then the ending
is a blast.
Doug, can you fill me in as to how the ending kind of sequence is in the book or in the video game, because she turns into Jean Jacket from Nope at the end,
oh yeah, she turns into a moth. I don't know if that, I think that does happen in the game. That's one of the endings, I think. Here's the thing, in the game there's multiple endings.
Okay.
But I think
that was I was this is the coolest thing ever, kind of. And I've seen a lot of people, at least on Letterboxd, being that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, because I haven't played the game. I don't know exactly if she turns into a moth or not in the game. But that's I think that's so powerful. I mean, moths as a symbol of death, right?
Yeah, and not just that, but even the scene leading up to it when he's in that skin room.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That fucking weird ass, and she's
yeah.
I don't know how to use words.
Yeah, Angela falls through the fucking the bed.
Yeah. Okay. So this is part of the game too. Crazy. So Angela, she falls through the bed, and then he falls through the bed with Angela, and then we see Abstract Daddy is the monster's name.
Right,
Abstract Daddy. Who is from the video game, right? And that's a representation of Angela's sexual abuse that she was going through for in the video game. And this is interesting because turning Angela into Mary kind of makes it go oh, what the fuck? Is Mary the most fucked up person? I mean,
right.
Was Mary's cult father dad raping her? Was these terrible things that. And I don't know. It kind of changes. It makes it so crazy actually in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the moth Mary, her turning into a moth at the end, and him kind of confronting her head on. That was crazy. That's insane.
Yeah. I was very
I like it a lot.
I think the last 10 minutes of the movie really upped my.
I love when he drives his car in the.
Yes, I know.
Water.
I'm that's what I mean. All those scenes, all those scenes back to back at the end, I was oh, actually, I really like this. Before
that shit is so crazy, bro.
That really,
POV, we're drowning.
Well, that's one of the endings of the video game. It's one of the endings is just James just kills himself, and and the way he kills himself is he just drives his car into the lake.
Yeah, I love how he's just what you're saying is that chilling. It's just fucking.
They just combined a bunch of endings.
I don't think so, but also I'm not an expert in the game. I don't think so. I know that is one of the endings. I don't know. I don't think that the happy thing at the end where they just
right the very last scene.
That's not in the game at all, because that's not an option for James in the game, because she just gets sick.
And I think that's I've seen a lot of people complaining about that scene as well, which I don't know.
It's jolly. It's sucking
it's jolly. I think the movie could have also ended a scene earlier, and it would have still been.
We're talking about these big things that people are complaining about. I've seen people complain that he has a Mustang. Or like he's
What?
like in the movie, he's like a painter. People are like James is never a painter. It's like, bro, like it's like they're like he's a bum. He don't paint. Like it's
Yeah.
like,
Okay. I mean, the painting stuff is a little bit silly. Just like as like
I don't know, but it's
Also,
like that's
terrible paintings.
Yeah, I know.
Sure,
That's what I mean. Like I was like
fine.
the scenes
But
where
it's
he like
like-
mentions being a painter. I'm like, this is a little bit stupid. I just
I
kind of
don't
assumed
know.
that was like part of the lore. But
No, it's not a part of the game at all. I think I
That's
don't know.
funny.
I don't mind it, but like I don't know. It's like
How do you feel about him being Pyramid Head? It's like a big where it's like he's like literally Pyramid Head. Like
That
it's his
stuff was
face in
cool.
there.
yeah,
I
no,
thought
I
was
like
kinda
that.
cool.
I think also
I-
and we're talking about like okay, Mary is every girl, every like all these like people we meet, and then he's like the fucking evil shit.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
like,
he's the
yeah.
evil stuff that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I think that's really good.
I also
Yeah.
think it's
And then
really good. I think
Jack
it's
Black's
interesting.
there.
Yeah, and then Jack
yeah. And
Black's
that
there.
guy's there. He's not Jack Black.
He might as well
Imagine
be.
Jack Black.
But yeah, I guess yeah.
Shut
He's
up.
doing like a Jack Black impression.
He's like puking.
Yeah, also I was thinking about this. I mean, none of the shit like actually matters. Especially in the movie when he meets Jack Black, because he's the first like real person that he meets in Silent Hill.
Right.
And Jack Black's like, "Hey, everybody got sick. Nobody's here." And I was thinking like, why? What are you doing here, bro? like how do you get food? You know, like how do you live life in Silent Hill? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
obviously, like again, like it's none of it's real in the movie. It's all in James's head. So like
Sure.
that Jack Black guy is not like a real person. It's just like a
Right,
phantom
right.
he encounters, right? But I
Right.
was like, the way that if I was James, I would think like, where do you go to sleep at night? Like what?
Yeah.
like, what's your deal? That's the thing. You guys haven't seen the MJ Bassett Silent Hill Revelations 3D. There's just like an economy in Silent Hill in that one. Like they go to Silent Hill and there's like people with like jobs and stuff. It's like bizarre. It doesn't make any sense.
Huh.
Yeah.
Anyway, Return to Silent Hill. Good time at the movies. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, no, I had a great time. I think
I had a
like
really great time. I thought it was really good. There was a moment where I was like, "Oh, this movie's kind of phenomenal," and then I kind of like simmer down a little bit. But
Yeah,
I think
right,
like
right.
I think there's like some
Yeah,
really
it
incredible
felt
strokes in it.
imperfect. but-
Yeah.
no, yeah. I mean, I've seen what like I think 3 I've had a really good January. I feel like it's been a really, especially it's all been really horror stuff, but it's been solid. I mean, people talking about it, but people have also been talking about like this movie being bad. But for me, I think it's been a really solid January. I didn't see the fucking AI Mercy movie.
Yeah, Mercy. I think that movie's gonna be really good. I haven't seen it yet though, but I really had expectations for Mercy. It's from the Russian director that did.
I
One
did.
Uh,
Right before we were recording this episode, I was just like reading random reviews of this movie on Letterboxd, and I stumbled across somebody's profile who gave this movie 1 star, and I was kind of just like trying to see what the vibes were. And I saw that he, in his recent logs, he gave Mercy 4.5 stars and gave this movie 1 star, and I was like, interesting. And then
what is
I
Mercy
tried to look at like
about?
his other low rated movies to see like, you know, like what the standards were for like bad movies. And the only one that caught my eye immediately was that he also gave The First Omen 1 star.
Oh.
So I was like, I don't really know what's going
He's
on.
just a scaredy
here. And then
cat. You know, he just he gets
I
scared.
doesn't like
pretty
horror
easily.
movies.
Yeah, he keeps watching them, but it's like 1 star. It was so scary.
I'm interested to see Mercy because people are saying it's pro AI and pro cops, and from the trailer, I would not. I honest to God did not get that vibe. So I'm wondering what the fuck the movie's about.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, man.
Yeah, no, it sounds
That sounds like a fucking recipe for success.
Anyway, Return to Silent Hill. That's that on that movie. We're gonna talk about some Oscar nominations, everybody's favorite. Before we do that, I will remind everybody to share some feedback. If you like listening to us talk about Return to Silent Hill, you can like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. You could rate the episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you could follow us at all of the links in the description. Plenty to discuss Oscar-wise. We'll mostly focus the conversation on the big categories because I know that you do not care about the lesser categories and most likely have not seen those movies yet. Let's start by just talking about total nominations before we actually talk about the specific categories. So here's a list of the movies that received multiple nominations, starting from the bottom. Sarat got 2 nominations. K-pop Demon Hunters got 2 nominations. It Was Just an Accident got 2 nominations. Blue Moon got 2 nominations. Avatar Fire and Ash got 2 nominations. Now we're taking a step up. Train Dreams got 4 nominations. The Secret Agent got 4 nominations. F1 got 4 nominations. And Begonia got 4 nominations. And then here's the even bigger jump. Hamnet, 8 nominations. Sentimental Value, 9 nominations. Marty Supreme, 9 nominations. Frankenstein, 9 nominations. One Battle After Another, 13 nominations. And Sinners, 16 nominations.
Just shattered the record.
Shattered the record. Yeah.
I honestly think like 16 14. Is the most theoretical. I guess 17 would be the most nominations a movie could theoretically get.
Yeah, I don't know
because it would be all the awards Sinners is nominated for, and then you could add.
What was it?
Well, the thing is like
it was international animated.
Oh yeah, theoretically.
And the other thing that you have to consider is like multiple nominations in the same category, right? Like Sentimental Value got 2 supporting nominations for
it. Had
so technically,
all the,
who?
Yeah,
I mean, if they really loved Sinners, imagine it was like nominated multiple times in multiple acting categories, you know?
Yeah, but the point is like Sinners is approaching basically like the theoretical limit of how much.
And the other thing,
nominations a movie could even possibly get.
The other thing worth noting is that there's a new category this year, Best Casting, but even if that didn't exist, it would still have broken the record.
It got that one though, right?
Yeah, it did. Yes, it did get Best Casting, but even still, if it got 15 nominations, it would have still.
Right. What was the record before?
The record of 14.
14 record is 14.
Yeah. So, big deal.
Held by La La
Sinners.
Land.
Yeah. Also, other movies though. There's more than one movie with 14.
Titanic.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I'm curious. 13? Yeah. I'm curious if you guys have any opinions about Sinners getting 16 nominations, because one thing I think that's like worth mentioning is, and just to make like a sports analogy, you know, it's like, you know, in sports when people will like complain about a team's success being like, oh, maybe they didn't play like very good teams or whatever, like they played this team in like certain circumstances and blah blah blah, and it's like the logic to that is always just that like you play the opponent in front of you, you know what I mean? Like you can't hate on a team for winning the games that were in front of them, you know?
Yeah, fuck the Patriots.
And right, I mean, again, it's like the Patriots is like a good example, right? Like it's like they've had the easiest schedule to the AFC Championship, but like they still win all those games, you know? And it's like the thing to think about with Sinners is like people are gonna be like, oh, is this the movie that should have the record for most Oscar nominations? And the truth is, like, if you go in each specific category, you're like, yeah, probably Sinners should be one of the movies getting nominated. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just the year. It's just the year of the nominees. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I do just think that most of these categories, Sinners is one of the 5 most deserving movies, at least that has Oscar potential in that category. So like, I don't know. To me, it just makes a lot of sense, even if it's like weird that now that somebody just shattered the record, but I don't know,
truly shattered the record. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I like Sinners a lot.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Not one of the greatest movies of the century, but it's really good though.
Sure.
You know,
that's a pretty high bar.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But also, it broke the record for most Oscar nominations.
Yeah, no, I know, but do you get what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. You look at the categories and you're just like, it's I don't know.
Yeah, I'm interested in like the wins, right? Because there's I don't know. I think it's interesting because it's super nominated, right? But like,
I think honestly, we're not doing predictions yet. I think there's some like things we weren't looking at as like really possible that are kind of in play now for Sinners, and some
you know what, this would be
BP?
Like no. Here's my early prediction. This isn't even like a bold prediction. I just think it's pretty fair to say, considering the nominations, is like I think Sinners will be the movie that wins the most Oscars, but One Battle After Another is still going to win the biggest ones.
Yeah, I'm going to predict One Battle After Another is still going to win Best Picture,
but Sinners is going to win like 6 or 7.
I think that Ryan Coogler Best Director's in play.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I think that what's his name? I don't have it in front of me.
The thing is, Ryan Coogler's probably also going to get up on the stage for best screenplay, so he doesn't have to win best director technically, because like they're still going to get him up there to like give a speech when he wins best screenplay, since Sinners and One Battle After Another are in separate screenplay categories.
That's true. I think best
so
supporting actors in play, to be honest.
That's an interesting one. Yeah. Let's hold on to these opinions for now, because we're gonna do a whole predictions episode and lock in some of those bold predictions. But yeah, that's just the total nominations. Let's go through at least the big categories.
Talk about the casting?
You want to start with casting?
Yeah, unless I don't know. Was that one you were going to talk about? I didn't know if you were going to talk about it at all.
Yeah, we could start there. We could go in any order you want, but I was going to start with best picture. But
sorry,
you know, a little bit of a more significant award.
No, well, at the best casting, just people have been pointing out that Sentimental Value is not there, despite every actor in that movie getting nominated. Yes. And I think that I saw somebody made a really good point, saying that all of the people in Sentimental Value that are nominated for Oscars were probably cast by the director. And best casting is an Oscar that goes to
like
the casting
for
director.
The casting director. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's true. I kind of made the same comment immediately. Like that was my immediate reaction, was that I don't like, it's strange for a movie to get 4 acting nominations and not be in the best casting category. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen people explain it in a multitude of ways. The truth is, like, I guess we don't really know, since this is the first time it's ever existed, and I'm sure
it is like it is the casting director that wins the Oscar.
Like, yes, that's true. Yeah, I just mean, I don't.
Did the casting director cast Renana Reisved for the Joachim Trier movie? You know,
no, but I just mean that the logic of like who's going to be nominees for this award in the future, like we don't really know just off of one year. My guess is that almost certainly this is an award just based on like what we saw from the nominees this year, by the way, for best casting, since we're starting there. One Battle After Another, Sinners, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and The Secret Agent, which is pretty awesome that it snuck in there with those other 4 like that have a ton of nominations. But I do just think that that's probably going to be the logic for best casting most years, is that like mostly the 5 nominees in that category are going to be close to the 5 movies that just got the most Oscar nominations, that just like are the best picture front runners, if I had to guess. But again, I don't know. We'll see if there are any trends pop up when in the future, when this award actually has like existed for a bit. The Secret Agent one is cool though, because there's a lot of like, I mean, Wagner Moura also got nominated. We'll talk about that in a second, but there are a lot of like really cool actors that just aren't going to get any recognition in award season for this movie, and like are giving great performances in this movie. So it's just like I'm just like a little bit surprised that they acknowledged it in that way. I think that's like, and if what we're saying is, or what I'm saying is true, that like casting is some indicator of best picture, then like Secret Agent sneaking in here is like indicative of the fact that the Academy just really, really likes that movie. Obviously it's not going to win best picture, but
anything's possible, like Kevin Garnett said.
Yeah, that's true. That would be fucking nuts. Imagine like The Secret Agent is like the, you know, like the number 3 movie, and it just kind of sneaks its way into best picture because it's like number 1 or 2 on like or number 2 or 3 on a bunch of people's lists.
Yeah.
That would be nuts. But I do wonder, I'm like, I would guess that not enough people have seen it compared to like some of the other movies.
Well, I don't think that stuff like this matters for the Oscars, because the Academy has that streaming service. So all the movies are on the Academy streaming service.
Yes, and they have to watch them. But you know what I mean? It's like they're not like plenty of voters are not going to watch The Secret Agent as much as voters watched Sinners or One Battle After Another. Like I don't expect that to happen. But so in my head, I'm like, maybe The Secret Agent is like their 3rd or 4th favorite movie after Sinners and One Battle After Another, but also maybe way more of them are just watching Marty Supreme and Hamnet. You know what I mean? Like, and The Secret Agent just has no chance. I don't know. Regardless, casting nominations pretty dope. I kind of didn't expect that for that category, at least. Let's jump to Best Picture and work our way down. Best Picture nominees: Marty Supreme, Sinners, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Frankenstein, Sentimental Value, The Secret Agent, Train Dreams, Begonia, and F1. So that 10th spot was really, I guess, up for grabs. I'm pretty sure most of us knew what the 9 movies were going to be for at least the past few weeks. The 10th spot was kind of up in the air. Could have been, it was just an accident. It could have been Avatar. It could have been Wicked for Good. It could have even been Weapons. But instead, it was F1. Any thoughts about that?
I think most people thought it was just an accident or Weapons, right?
Yes.
I think that's what, yeah. F1, listen, it's not a very good movie. I mean, it's not a great movie. It's like a fine movie. It's like, it also feels like F1 came out 10 million years ago. The movie feels like it came out a billion years ago. But it's like that's a Jerry Bruckheimer production, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
know. There's definitely like a precedent.
Brad Pitt.
I think a lot of people like were overthinking you make a good point, because I think a lot of people were overthinking things, and I know a lot of people have pointed to the fact that the Oscars have never had 3 international features in Best Picture before, and so Sentimental Value and The Secret Agent both being kind of locks for this category is what made people less confident, and it was just an accident getting that 10th spot. And that turned out to be true. And so I don't know. I think it was just an accident, is just obviously way more deserving and one of the best movies of the year.
Yeah, it won the Palm. It's also it's for the first time in a few years since the movie that won the Palm.
And wasn't a Best Picture. The last time was Titan, but that was, Titan. That was a great movie, was never going to be a Best Picture nominee.
Titan wasn't even nominated for Best International Feature. Isn't that crazy?
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that movie never had Oscar chances at all. But it was just an accident. It's kind of like, it's like an Oscar movie, and
it's also like an easy movie to watch. It's very
and it's like terrific, and it sucks that it didn't get that 10th spot. But I think the F1 nomination is definitely like indicative of, in some ways, of like where the Oscars still are. Like, it's like in a lot of ways they're moving away from some things, but at the same time, it's like, F1 probably just is like, a movie like that is just going to grab that 10th spot, and like maybe next year it'll be some other movie like that. Things like that could still happen, and there are still some like classic Oscar picks at play that we shouldn't discredit, because they do just do stuff like that, and they definitely did it in another category that we're going to talk about in a second. But any other opinions about Best Picture, or you guys want to move on? Okay. Best Director. Paul Thomas Anderson, Ryan Coogler, Chloe Zhao, Joachim Trier, and Josh Safdie. These were the 5 people with the best odds, but that Josh Safdie spot could have gone to a lot of people. It could have been Jafar Panahi. It could have been Guillermo del Toro. It could have even been Kleber Mendonça Filho for The Secret Agent. Clearly Jafar Panahi, and it was just an accident. We're not valued a ton.
Yeah. Really, really kind of crazy. I think this is honestly maybe the biggest surprise to me after like Sinners getting nominated for 16 categories was Panahi not getting in Best Director, because people were talking about it being like, oh, he might be like a secret, like he's gonna come for it actually, he could
contend.
Which, and it's kind of messed up that he didn't get nominated, bro.
It's kind of messed up the last few weeks that he's had, you know what I mean? Because the thing that happened at the Globes was like rude enough, but to go from that to then not even being nominated for the Oscars, like, man, none of this is fair.
Bro was making movies illegally.
Yeah.
I guess I only care about that in France.
Sure. But I don't know. Those last spots were definitely up for grabs. Like, even Joachim Trier wasn't exactly like a lock, but I think this nomination is proof that the Academy really liked Sentimental Value, which is another conversation to possibly have, because a lot of people were thinking that movie might underperform nominations wise, because it wasn't really like a thing at SAG and blah, blah, blah. We'll get to that when we get to the acting categories, but yeah, mostly these 5 went as expected. The next category, Best Actress. This is what I was referring to a minute ago. The 5 nominees: Jessie Buckley, Rose Byrne, Renata Reinsve, Emma Stone, and Kate Hudson gets into the last spot. This is the classic. this is the classic Oscar move that I was referring to. That I think a lot of people probably would have assumed that this was the Chase Infinity spot. Maybe Amanda Seyfried still could have gotten in there. It wasn't until SAG that people started being like, oh, maybe Kate Hudson's going to get that spot. And then that turned out to be true. I don't know. None of us have seen Song Sung Blue.
None of us will see Song Sung Blue.
Yeah, it feels.
I'm going to spoil something for you. I probably will. Because
it's an Oscar thing. I don't know.
I watch most Oscar-nominated movies
random
before the Oscars.
They always bad movie with a performance is always going to get thrown in there.
Yeah, they love to do that. I don't know. I mean, mostly I think really strong category. I guess none of us have really seen If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You either, but I'm assuming that Rose Byrne is great in that movie.
Yeah. No, she's been getting like massive praise.
So it's like an otherwise pretty strong category. Maybe Kate Hudson's fucking amazing in Song Sung Blue. I don't know. But
she probably acts a lot in the movie. I don't know if
yes. It does feel insane to not give it to Chase Infinity, but that's kind of what I'm referring to as like the classic Oscar move, right? Like instead of giving it to the young up and comer, it's like give a legacy award or like a kind of like comeback story nomination to Kate Hudson instead. I'm just a person that's like really well liked in Hollywood. Which is like fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Neither of them are going to win. Like it's not like Kate Hudson's going to win. None of the words you just said made it to our ears.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Sorry, I was getting a phone call. This is fucked up. Best Actress probably the most locked down category out of all of them.
There's like every category.
You could probably say with the most.
I don't know. There's too many. I'd have to give it a think because there's probably some other ones that are like
every above the line category, most locked down above the line category.
Yes, I guess. Yeah.
I feel like I could say that Jessie Buckley is going to win this with more confidence than I can with any other above the line category.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's true. I mean, certainly the acting categories at the very least. It's true for, but I don't know. Anyway, that's actress. Actor, this is like quite a year for best actor nominees. This is probably the most stacked this category has been in who knows how long. The 5 nominees, which were the 5 nominees that everybody was anticipating: Timothée Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Wagner Moura, Michael B. Jordan, and Ethan Hawke. This category is like awesome. This is like as good as it gets probably for an Oscars acting category. I don't know. Obviously I'd have to like go back in the history,
do your search,
but just off the top of our heads, like it's like I don't know. This feels like a ridiculously stacked category. The only other people that maybe could have
Jeffrey.
What
is his name? Fuck.
Who the fuck are you talking about?
Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White. He said Jeffrey, dude. Who the fuck is that? The only other people that really at this stage were viable for that 5th spot instead of Ethan Hawke were Jesse Plemons and Joel Edgerton. Jesse Plemons would have been cool. I don't think any of us would have wanted to see Joel Edgerton in that 5th spot instead of Ethan Hawke. I think we're all pretty happy about Ethan Hawke getting an Oscar nomination instead. Not much to add to this category. It's and also I guess a lot of these performances were even mentioned in our best performances of the year. Supporting categories. Supporting actress had one of the bigger surprises of all the nominations. The 5 nominees: Tiana Taylor, Amy Madigan, Inga Ibsdottir Lilius, Wunmi Masako, and Elle Fanning, who was kind of counted out for at least the last however many weeks. It was really an Odessa Zion or Ariana Grande or maybe even Gwyneth Paltrow kind of fighting for that last spot.
No, bro. Shout out Elle Fanning. More deserved than all of those guys.
I mean, I think Odessa Zion would have been, or Gwyneth Paltrow would have been totally deserving as well.
Nope.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Over Amy Madigan too.
Okay, sure, but I mean, You know,
I don't think Elle Fanning's Elle Fanning's not the. I mean, she was the cutoff, but like she shouldn't have been the cutoff. You know what I mean?
yes, but we're talking about reality.
No, I know what we're
like,
talking about,
You know,
but
like the truth is that Elle Fanning was the fifth one in there. If we're if we're just using logic.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a big surprise, and that was also you guys definitely didn't watch the Oscar nominations announcement, but that was the first thing that they announced. So the very first thing you heard when yes, the very first nomination that you heard of the whole show was them saying Elle Fanning for Best Supporting Actress, and I was like, oh, we're in for some surprises.
Swag. So
and there were a few others, but that's like to me, that's one of the very big surprises. We're actually going to talk about one of the other major surprises right now. Best Supporting Actor was a category that, I don't know, for the last probably few months, people kind of just knew what the 5 performances were. What we got instead was Stellan Skarsgård, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Jacob Elordi, and Delroy Lindo, who most people counted out of the race.
Me. Talking about me. Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, you and everybody else. I mean, not everybody else, but I think
because people voted for him.
Yes, but I mean, people who have been talking about potential Oscar nominations have kind of looked at this category as like, oh, this category was decided months ago. But instead, Paul Mescal doesn't get in, and Delroy Lindo does.
Get fucked.
Which, sucks for my boy. I don't know. Personally, I would have liked to see Paul Mescal get in over Jacob Elordi, but that's not there. It's whatever.
Jacob we're using logic here, so
right.
It's not fairy tale land.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Yeah.
No, but Doug made a bold prediction that Delroy Lindo could actually contend in this category after getting in, and I don't know if I necessarily disagree with that. I'm like, that could actually
anything is possible
happen.
I think it's in play for Delroy Lindo.
I think it is. I still think it's like, I mean, I want it to be Stellan Skarsgård anyway, but
does Stellan have one?
An Oscar? No, he doesn't even. This was his first nomination, I believe.
Oh shit! It might not be in play for. We'll see. It might not be in play actually.
Stellan's old as shit.
I know. This is what I was gonna say. It's like a career, but I think.
Yeah, it would be a career award for Delroy Lindo if it wasn't for the fact that people also would want to give.
It would also be a career award for
Stellan Skarsgård. And the thing is like people talk a lot about that, like split vote theory, which is also probably going to happen to the sentimental value supporting actresses. It's almost certainly going to happen here between Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro, and that kind of would pave the way for Stellan Skarsgård to win, unless
it should
a bunch of people vote for Delroy Lindo
in the sense that they tie. Everybody puts them as 1 and 2 on their ballots, and then they tie, and then they have to split the Oscar in half. That's the only split vote that should happen.
Well, there's no ranked choice voting for other categories. It's only for Best Picture.
Oh, it's only for Best Picture?
I believe. Somebody could correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I believe it's just for Best Picture, and everything else is just you pick. I don't know.
That's goofy ass award show.
Yeah. Anyway, then we've got the screenplay categories. These, I think, mostly went as expected. Adapted screenplay, One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Begonia, Train Dreams, and Frankenstein. Those are the 5 movies that were going to get nominated in that category, pretty certainly. Original screenplay is where they did one of the other big surprises of the day. The 5 nominees are Sinners, Sentimental Value, Mari Supreme, It Was Just an Accident, and the big surprise, Blue Moon, getting its second nomination. Not just the Ethan Hawke nomination, but a screenplay nomination.
That's so awesome. What if Blue Moon won?
That's not going to happen, but that'd be cool, I guess. I don't know. I do think that Sinners and Sentimental Value are just better screenplays, but I don't know. The thing is, this was the spot that a lot of people thought maybe Sorry Baby could get an Oscar nomination in, and that would have been also really cool.
I think that was overly
optimistic. Yeah, it was like a little bit optimistic. My optimism was that like it would be The Secret Agent, because with all the other like success of The Secret Agent, I'm like, oh, it should just get a screenplay nomination too, but but it didn't. So that's unfortunate. But Blue Moon's an awesome script. It's cool that it got 2 nominations. Best casting we already talked about. Best cinematography. This is actually kind of a surprise, I guess. Sinners, One Battle After Another, Train Dreams, Frankenstein, and Marty Supreme got that last spot. I guess a lot of people assumed it would have been Hamnet, but it was Marty Supreme instead. Another category that's probably just Sinners or One Battle After Another, but maybe maybe we'll be seeing a Train Dreams Best Cinematography win.
Did Frankenstein get nominated? I misheard.
Yes, Frankenstein was nominated. Yes. So it's those four, and then Marty Supreme
ridiculous bullshit. The Wuthering Heights trailer is playing.
Speaking of another, this is a really weird one. I wonder what you guys think about this, actually. So another category that Frankenstein's the front runner in, Best Costume Design. The four nominees: Frankenstein, Sinners, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and then that fifth nominee is a movie that nobody in the world was predicting. Avatar: Fire and Ash. What exactly does that mean?
No. There's like a whole featurette. I can send it to you afterwards. They designed costumes.
Okay.
Like they made there was costume designers. And they made the costumes in real life.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, is a whole thing.
I mean, the real people have costumes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
real
true.
People have costumes. Well, but then also like what all the Na'vi are wearing.
What
all the Na'vi are wearing is also.
Are you vacuuming right now?
No, there's a snowblower right outside our window. We're living a blizzard, bro. Yeah, all of the freaking costumes they made in real life that the Na'vi wear. Like there's a video and they just like made all of the stuff in real life.
Okay. Listen. The truth is, though, that it is just a surprising nomination. No, I mean, I don't think that anybody in the world predicted that it would be this. And I think this actually brings up an important conversation to have. I guess it's not really a long conversation because we all agree that this is, undeserving. But Wicked for Good got 0 nominations at the Oscars. A movie that not too long ago we thought would
crazy,
get,
because it got like,
however many.
The last one got like 9.
Yeah, I think it was 8 or 9. And there's some categories where you just thought they would at least give them the pity nomination, right? Like even original song. Wicked for Good didn't even get an original song nomination, which is just kind of crazy. And stuff like costume design is a category where maybe we thought for sure it would at least get a nod. It got none. So yeah, I don't know. Worth noting, but I think we all kind of agree that we didn't really want to see Wicked for Good get any nominations. So.
Yeah,
I guess this just means that the broader crafts community in Hollywood also didn't like Wicked for Good.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is like something that I thought about when I was watching the Globes was that Nikki Glaser made like just a pretty rude joke to Wicked for Good, and like not like rude. Rude is probably the wrong way to like say it, but she was just kind of like talking up all the movies, and then all her jokes about Wicked for Good were pretty much just like, yeah, you guys did this shit for money and it sucks, and like, and that was just like. Then the camera would cut to the Wicked for Good table, and like Ariana Grande would be like, that was kind of mean, but like everybody else in the crowd was just kind of like loving those jokes, and I'm like, yeah, maybe it was in the atmosphere. Maybe everybody was just like, yeah, this does suck, just interesting, because I don't think any of us really, however long ago, would have expected that Wicked for Good would just get shut out by the Oscars.
No, I was talking about just wait, guys, Cynthia Erivo's gonna get nominated. Like I was talking crazy about Wicked for Good.
A year ago, we were talking about it, winning Best Picture probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a crazy turn of events there. But we could kind of just gloss over. I mean, some of these categories, there were some surprises. Film editing, sentimental value got in, and a lot of people thought that Hamnet was going to get that spot. Same thing with cinematography that I just mentioned. Hamnet kind of, in a lot of these below the line categories, like, underperformed, I guess. Thought maybe this would be the second or third most nominated movie. It ended up being like the 5th or 6th, but still 8 nominations. Makeup and hairstyling, another one that Wicked for Good probably was expected to get in and did not. Same goes with production design. Best score, this is one we have to talk about, because this is one that surprised a lot of people. The 5 nominees were Sinners, One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Frankenstein, and Begonia.
F1
a lot of people mad that Marty Supreme was snubbed here.
Marty Supreme is the really obvious snub, but I forgot what I was listening to, they were talking about how they think that the this wing, like the scoring wing of the Academy, because like it's the wings that pick the nominations. They're talking about how they probably just don't like electronic music.
Yes, yeah. I think I was listening to the same podcast. I know. If I had to guess, because I think I heard the same conversation, but
which makes sense. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, that actually is like good logic. It's unfortunate logic because Marty Supreme should just be one of the 5 nominees here. And the thing is like Marty Supreme did just perform in other categories. You know, Marty Supreme got a lot of nominations. It snuck into Best Director even. So it's like it's clear that the Academy really likes.
Yeah,
Marty
but they were like, cut that fucking shit out. Turn that music down.
Yeah, which is funny because like I feel like a lot of the like Oscars discourse the past few years in terms of like winners, even nominees, has been around best score. Like it feels like best score is just often a category where people are like, this is wrong. You know, a lot of people felt that way about Babylon. A lot of people felt that way last year when I'm blanking. Challengers wasn't nominated. Thank you. Like, so it's just like a category that I think consistently people are pretty always have some something that upsets them. And
yeah, I mean, I would also say, like, to be honest, it's a bad movie. Probably, I'm never gonna watch it. But another best score snug for Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross this year. It was an excellent score. I listened to the album version of that score for the Tron movie. It is an excellent score.
Right.
I just think that this wing of the Academy probably doesn't like electronic music, which is fine because these people's goats is fucking Hans Zimmer, who's a hack. So it doesn't like whatever.
These are the true statements.
Doug loves every once in a while to bring up the the Hans Zimmer as a hack take so that everybody listening could get upset in the comments. This is like category we don't really give a fuck about, but just to kind of like prove our point, I referred to it earlier. In Best Song, Wicked for Good did not get nominated. The 5 nominees, 4 of which were all expected. The 5th nominee is a movie that I don't think any of us have heard of. I don't even know. The song is named Sweet Dreams of Joy.
I love that song.
From a movie called Viva Verde. This movie isn't even listed on the odds for this category. It's not even like they didn't even include it. There was an Oscar shortlist of 15 movies, and on Gold Derby the list ends at 14. They just left this movie off. Like I can't stress enough. This is the weirdest. That is, they hated Wicked for Good so much that they
somebody called.
No, this does feel like big call from upstairs.
No, like this is like. It's a category that's like so insignificant to us, but to me, like just thinking about that, I'm like, this is one of the craziest Oscar nominations ever. Like, where did that fucking come from?
Right. Who decides these nominations? Like, you know, like who in the Academy
does what?
Decides the best original song category?
Oh,
like,
yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, actually.
I don't know, but Miley Cyrus snubbed.
Yeah. Avatar really got snubbed in Best Sound, I think, where it was just like supposed to be a lock and Frankenstein got that instead.
I mean, Del Toro has some voodoo magic in terms of
literally
his,
Del Toro's voodoo magic.
Yeah. People like,
and they did make
like, oh, I love that guy. Just vote him everything.
They did make some weird, like, kind of interesting decisions in Best Visual Effects. So the 5 front runners for Best Visual Effects were Avatar, Fire and Ash, F1, both got nominations, and then Superman, Frankenstein, Wicked. But instead of Superman, Frankenstein, Wicked, they gave Best Visual Effects to Sinners, The Lost Bus, and Jurassic World Rebirth.
What is The Lost Bus?
It's the Matthew McConaughey movie.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, who's is it Paul Greengrass that directed it?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's a lot of shit going on in that movie. There's like fire and the whole world's falling apart.
But just randomly some crazy nominations now. Like Lost Bus and Jurassic World Rebirth. Best animated feature. I don't think any of us have seen a single one of these movies, but they were the 5.
I saw K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, you did? Okay, that's true. You did.
Yeah.
are you going to be watching any? Let me read the nominees: K-pop Demon Hunter, Zootopia 2, Arco, Elio, and Little Amelie, or the character of Rain.
Arco looks good. I haven't seen.
Yeah,
it,
I want to watch
Arco.
Arco. I'd like to watch Arco.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and like I watched it. I think the weekend it came out, or like maybe like the Friday it came out. I watched it like super fast because I just happened to have Netflix open, and I was like, oh, I just need to like. I was like also
like,
doing
this
something.
Looks good.
No, I wasn't like I like had Netflix open and it was like top banner for it, and I was like I had my laptop and I just like clicked on it. I was like, fine, I'll like have this play while I'm doing something else, and I just watched all of K-pop Demon Hunters. Kind of didn't really do the other thing I was doing, but but if you told me right then like, oh yeah, this movie's gonna be like the highest grossing Netflix movie ever and it's gonna be nominated and it's gonna be the front runner in multiple Oscar categories, I would have been like, you're crazy, but it's true.
Yeah, no. Almost at the end. 2 more categories. Best documentary feature. This is another one where all the nominees were all over the place. The 5 movies that got nominated: The Perfect Neighbor, The Alabama Solution, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, Come See Me in the Good Light, and Cutting Through Rocks. Yeah, a lot of surprises in this category, at least based on like the odds, but I have yet to see more than 2 of the movies that were possible. I've seen The Perfect Neighbor, which I think is probably just going to win.
The Perfect Neighbor, that was popular, right?
Yes, it's on Netflix.
People in real life are talking about that one.
Yes, that one is probably going to win. The Alabama Solution, also on Netflix. I'm going to watch that soon, and that, I guess, probably has a chance as well. Cover Up is a big one that did not get nominated. That is also a Netflix movie. 2,000 Meters to Andrivka, I don't know if I'm saying that right, was the front runner, like in terms of odds, and did not get nominated. So there's a couple of and then that Doug and I talked a little bit about that movie that's like 5 hours long, My Undesirable Friends, which we thought was like a possibility to win this category, and that did not get nominated. So yeah, I don't know. Just the documentary branch is interesting. I don't really know what's going on over there, but
I also don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'd love to pick their brains. And then the last category we'll talk about, and one of the other movies we haven't mentioned that was a snub for a lot of people: Best International Film. The nominees: The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, It Was Just an Accident, Sarat, and The Voice of Hin Rajab, which all of these were at least mostly expected. The 5th spot was up for grabs, but I guess the bigger snub is not just that no other choice wasn't included, but that no other choice was not nominated in any categories.
Bro, Park Chan-wook's never been nominated for an Oscar. I think people need to. I don't know why people keep thinking it's gonna change.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know.
Like what was it? The last movie, what was it called? Decision to Leave. Also got the same thing. 0 Oscar nominations. People were trying to say it was like because of his WGA comments. I don't think that's true. I think it was just like they just don't
like Park Chan-wook.
I think that people are living a bubble a little bit, you know.
Sure.
I love Park Chan-wook, but it's like that doesn't mean, you know, I don't know. He's like,
yeah, part of the logic here also for a lot of people was that they thought it would be kind of impossible for all 5 of the nominees in this category to be neon films, but 4 of them were neon films, and then that 5th spot went to The Voice of Hin Rajab. But I think the thing that's like interesting there is that if it was going to be 4 neon films, I would have thought it would be No Other Choice instead of Sarat, but then Sarat got like some random steam at the end of award season, and No Other Choice is just like going to be forgotten about, at least awards wise.
I was supposed to see No Other Choice on 35mm.
Oh yeah, what happened to that, by the way? You still haven't watched it, have you?
Yeah, no, I was supposed to see it on 35mm yesterday, and then a winter storm came.
Right.
And shut all of the greater St. Louis area down.
Wow, that's so unfortunate. Damn.
No,
are you are there still going to be screenings when the snow blows over, or are you just like not going to be able to see it in theaters now?
There still will be screenings. I need to look at the schedule and see if I will be able to see it. But yeah, I should be able to.
I'm supposed to see it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Okay. Curious to see what you guys think. Curious to see if you guys think it is also an Oscar snub here with 0 nominations. Anyway, the rest of the categories are all the shorts categories, which we don't have to talk about because we don't know anything about them. That's all of the Oscar nominations in a few weeks' time. We'll, discuss these a little bit more when we make our predictions. But until then, that's going to be the end of the episode. Next week, episode 152, we'll be talking about the new Sam Raimi movie, Send Help. So we'll see you later. Bye.